A visitor to Windyville might at first think the town was named on a windy day. But that's not what happened. The real story of Windyville is told in words and song by the people who have lived in this Dallas County, Missouri town all their lives. Folks like the ladies of the Windyville Happy Homemakers Extension Club.
Well, when they got the store, you know how people come to the little country store to talk.
Edry Harris says there are two stories. One's about a man who told long-winded stories to loafers on the front porch of the general store. The other?
There was lovely daughters. The storekeeper had lovely daughters. And a man over this way, a young man over this way, was interested in one of the girls, whose nickname was Windy. And he was pretty windy, too. So he came daily to win her hand. He didn't win it. But anyway, then they decided, we'll just call it Windyville. And that's Windyville.
But Windyville today, Edry Harris says, is but a shadow of the Windyville of yesteryear.
And the town was nothing, and the people, our fathers and our mothers, raised it from the dust. They really did. And we got a school, we worked, those people worked, we consolidated, and we got the high school, and it broke my heart when they let that high school go. They kept the grade school on for a while, but when you lose your school, you've lost your town.
That's what happened here?
Sure.
Well, how's he come back then?
We're working hard to get it back. There is a town called Windyville, two dry goods stores and an old grist mill, two Baptist preachers and a holy band to lead those people to the promised land. Did you ever see a town like Windyville's getting to be? George Duncan.
Windyville, Missouri, Dallas County. It's a strangely named town full of folks who like to sing about their hometown.
Tell those people they're hellward bound. Did you ever see a town like Windyville's getting to be?
Ed Fillmer, KY3 Action News, Windyville, Missouri.
People wonder where it's at. You tell them you're from Humansville, they say, well, where's that at?
It's about 40 miles north of Springfield on Highway 13.
I Ripley looked it up, and it's the only town in the world by that name.
Mary Owens is town historian.
Humansville.
And she knows just about everything about everyone in Humansville. She's lived here 38 years, operated several businesses. Mary's written 5 Humansville history books and is working on a 6th.
People who live in Springfield call themselves Springfieldians. What are people in?
We call ourselves humans.
But everyone in the world is human.
But we're special because our town's named after us.
Mary knows better than anyone the story of Humansville. The history of her hometown decorates her home. It's a museum. And the books she's written tell the story of a man named James George Human, who moved here in the 1830s and raised a human family. But everyone named Human is dead or moved on. So now no humans live in Humansville.
But no
I wouldn't say that. We're all human.
But no one with the name human.
No, but no one by the name, no. But we are all humans, believe it or not. We're not apes.
Mary Owens' sense of Humansville humor has not gone unnoticed. A few years back, David Letterman called.
So when
Mary drove to New York City to be on his television show. Then Johnny Carson called.
And he wants me to be on his show, and he won't let me come out unless I fly. And I said, you forget it, brother.
Why don't you want to fly?
No, indeed. The Lord wanted me to fly. He'd give me wings.
So you're turning down a chance to
Yes, if I'm out there in California, I'll go see him, but I'm not going to fly.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
Not even for Johnny Carson?
No.
You realize how many people would love to be on Johnny Carson's show?
That's all right. If they want to fly, that's all right, but I'm not going to.
You're not going to fly?
No, I'll ride the bus.
So until Johnny sends Mary a bus ticket, she's content to stay in Humansville with all the other humans, showing outsider humans around her strangely named hometown. Ed Fillmer, KY3 Action News, Humansville, Missouri.
Appropriately on this Halloween night, we begin our series on strangely named towns with a visit to Frankenstein, Missouri.
Ed Fillmer is standing by live, and Ed, we have to ask you on this night, are the ghosts and goblins walking the streets of Frankenstein?
Matter of fact, here in Frankenstein, it's very, very quiet, Tony and Leanne. You might think on a Halloween night the folks in Frankenstein will be out, decked out in Boris Karloff outfits, walking the streets. But fact is, very few people make a very big deal about living in this very strangely named town.
As the crow flies, Frankenstein's a dozen miles east of Jefferson City. It's an old German town of about 60 people. The story of how Frankenstein was named is told in part on a tombstone behind St. Mary's Parish Church. Over a century ago, a German named Franken settled here on a ridge just south of the Missouri River. He started a town atop a rocky hill. He called it Frankenstein. Stein is German for rock, so this is Franken's Rock. Halloween at St. Mary's School in Frankenstein is like Halloween everywhere. Only one dressed up like the movie monster, just a couple of plastic bolts in his neck. Living in the town with the same name as a movie monster doesn't seem to matter too much in Frankenstein.
Have you seen the movie or read the book Frankenstein?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I should. They say it's scary, is it?
Yes.
You might think that everyone in Frankenstein would have seen the movie Frankenstein at one time or another, but no.
Well, a lot of these older people, like I said, they didn't like it. That they think this is the monster town. It is not. It had that name long before the monster was created.
As Rose peels and dices turnips and potatoes for her Halloween night dinner, she says Frankenstein's a quiet little town. Only problem is, folks keep stealing the city limit signs.
I don't know. Youngsters do that, I guess, to have fun. But this time they took even the post and all. And it's almost in front of somebody's house up here. And they do it in the night that they don't even see it, you know. Don't even hear about it.
What's it like to trick-or-treat in Frankenstein? The little monsters and goblins turn out early. But if you come to Frankenstein at night expecting to see a mob carrying torches, you're in the wrong place. That only happens in the movie Frankenstein.
Halloween night in Frankenstein, Missouri. It's pretty quiet. A few folks across the street over at Frankie's place, but as far as being a strangely named town, they just don't seem to do too much here in Frankenstein, Missouri. Reporting live via Skycom from Frankenstein, Ed Fillmer, KY3 Action News.
But Ed, if anything happens tonight, come back to us. We'll put you back on. Franken's Rock.
I'll be right here on the spot.
They're just not quite as scary.
On the Missouri road map, it is labeled State Road BB. But someone a long time ago was so happy to move here from a big city, he built a home and declared to his neighbors he had discovered Easy Street. The name stuck. At the end of Easy Street, you will find Easyville, home of the Easyville Fundamental Methodist Church and what was for decades the Easyville General Store. How'd Easyville get its name? Well, that's an easy question for Ralph Henderson to answer. You see, he named the place 41 years ago.
It just naturally would have been named Easyville at the end of the street. So whenever I built the store, built a little place, I called it Easyville.
What's life like in Easyville?
Well, it's not altogether easy, you know, but we have our ups and downs. But anyway, it's I've had a lot of people to ask me, well, how can I get on Easy Street, you know? So I said, well, just move down our way and you'll be on Easy Street.
But don't be misled by the name, Ralph says. Life in Easyville can be anything but easy.
I built that store when WPA was going and worked very hard and sawed my own lumber and hauled my own logs and built it working for the government, working on WPA. But I was determined to build a store down there.
Was there ever any doubt as to what you wanted to call the store?
No, no doubt at all. It was named Easyville in my mind from the time I started it.
Easyville, they say life can be easy here if you work hard. Next time, as our special series on strangely named towns continues, we will see who will come to your rescue in rescue and look for romance in romance. Ed Fillmer, KY3 Action News, Easyville, Missouri. Welcome to Rescue, Missouri, Highway 96 between Carthage and Springfield.
I just never did ever discuss with nobody how to find out how it's got its name or anything. Never did dawn on me.
Years ago, Frank Reynolds ran the Rescue Garage and Gas Station, and he came to the rescue of many a motorist on old Route 66 driving his rescue tow truck. But Interstate 44 bypassed rescue. Business on the old highway fell off. Frank got out of the rescue business. So now, if you have car trouble, can you get rescued in rescue?
Well, if somebody broke down out here, would any of you guys go to the rescue?
Well, I have. That's close enough. I left the other night, and old man had a flat tire down here in the van, had it loaded down with old lumber he'd been working on his house out in Kansas someday. And he just had open heart surgery. And I took that jack. He was trying to put that little jack up underneath there, and I said, just a minute, old man. I said, I'll put that high lift jack in there for you. Well, he said, I sure wished you would. I said, I'd buy you a 6-pack of beer. And I said, there ain't no place to buy a 6-pack around here.
So you may get rescued in Rescue, Missouri, but can you find romance in romance? This is the way to romance north of Gainesville in Ozark County. Over the years, the good people of romance no doubt mailed many a Valentine at the romance post office, fell in love in the romance school, and married at the romance church. Virgil Robinson has led a life in romance. His dad ran the store, and these letters are from the man who named the town in the 1880s. No special reason, he just liked the name.
Was there a lot of romance going on in romance?
Not no more than any other place, I don't think. A lot of it went on all right.
So you can find romance here, but moving on down the road, can you be successful in success? And just how stiff is the competition in competition? You'll find out next time as our special series on strangely named towns continues. From Romance and Rescue, Missouri, Ed Fillmer, KY3 Action News. If you're looking for competition, travel to southern Laclede County, Missouri. At the competition school, students learn at least a couple of things. One, most know how their town got its name.
Well, there was 2 towns, and there was they was named the same thing. And there was a lot of competition going on, so they called this competition.
And they learn that they'll face competition when they leave competition. This young man is 8th grade class salutatorian.
Like, I know that if I set my mind to doing something, well, I can accomplish almost anything.
Well, you sound very competitive.
I guess I am.
Students are competitive, but businesses are not. Everything on Main Street is long closed.
It just died away. We've had a store for 25 years.
Grace Massey says even when all the stores were open, they engaged in only friendly competition.
I don't know. We just all got along so good, and we didn't fight each other or nothing.
So, as a town, competition appears to be not much of a success. But success is a success. At the junction of Highways 17 and 32 in Texas County, Missouri, many of the 6 folks who live in success will share with you the secrets of success.
I think the secrets that I see is the fact that they are successful in being relaxed and not too anxious about what's going to happen.
Had success get its name, Success.
She learned that the enthusiastic folks who founded the town a century ago wanted an optimistic name for their new town, so they named it Success. Who's successful in success? Well, for 35 years, the Smith family has owned and operated a big hardwood lumber company. And Ruby Smith says there is only one secret to success here or anywhere.
We don't know what the word quit means. We just keep going.
So that's the secret to success.
That, so far as I know, that's the secret to success.
And with that, we jump elsewhere These folks are trying to be successful too. It's a toad race. The winner gets a green ribbon from the Toadmaster. All this in a strangely named town we will visit next time, Toadsuck, Arkansas. Ed Fillmer, KY3 Action News. One weekend a year, this place really hops. The annual Toad Races in Toadsuck, Arkansas. They race only toads, no frogs allowed. The winner gets a green ribbon from the Toadmaster.
The way we work it here, we race the toads and we eat the frogs. And we do have frog legs available on the premises.
But no toad leg?
No, no. You don't eat the meal ticket that brings you here.
Bill and Martha Hageman are the head toads of the Toadsuck Council, and they jump at the chance to tell strangers how Toadsuck was named. The place is about 25 miles northwest of Little Rock on the Arkansas River. Before the dam, back in the steamboating days, riverboat ruffians frequented a tavern here. If the water was too low to float, the rowdies killed time by drinking.
The legend goes that they would sit around the tavern and they would sip on whiskey until they swole up like toads. Therefore, the word toadsuck came into being. And that's
a true story.
It's a true story.
And it's also true the folks in Toadsuck just hop at the chance to make money selling T-shirts and other Toadsuck souvenirs.
How much are these caps?
$2. Caps are $5.
And the Toadsuck radio station, KTOD, what else, broadcasts live.
We'll be back with more from Toadsuck Park, 1987 Toadsuck Days activities, right after these words from our fine sponsor.
Even Uncle Sam gets in on the fun for the two-day festival, a special post office in Toadsuck, Arkansas.
Okay.
But the main attraction is the toad races. This one turned out to be a frog and was disqualified. So if toad racing is your passion, pick your toad and hop to next year's big weekend in this strangely named town. Ed Fillmer, KY3 Action News, Toadsuck, Arkansas. It's a busy place this week. Hundreds want to mail their Valentines here.
Romance?
No, romance.
Romance.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Ballew's been the postmaster in Romance, Arkansas for 30 years now. Every Valentine's, he postmarks hundreds of cards and letters.
How come they never bought you a machine?
No, I've always hand-stamped them.
To mail Valentines to my granddaughters and to
Some drive
I love,
50, 100 miles
just to see the beautiful outdoors.
just to get
See
here.
romance.
See romance.
Get a bit of romance.
Is there
We came up here to see if romance comes through the mail.
You say you were born here?
Yeah, this is my home.
And her hometown was home to a few businesses. But hard times fell on Romance, Arkansas. The store closed. Now the newest and busiest place in town this time of year is the post office.
It'll be $10. Yes, ma'am.
In fact, last month when the Postal Service held first day of issue of the 1990 love stamp here, 3,000 showed up to get their love canceled in Romance.
You know what we ought to do, Gabe? We ought to go ahead and mail your sister and mama and grandma and everybody else one.
Dave Michael and his son Gabe mail several dozen cards a year here.
You ham. Stick it right there. Oh, you got that one right side up. That'll work.
The Valentine's work is increasing year by year, but Glenn Ballew doesn't seem to mind.
It's all right with me if I can get it done. You know, I don't mind the work if I just have time to do it. You know, with the other mail, additional mail, why it takes time. Yeah.
Valentine time
Might do it.
in Romance, Arkansas. Ed Fillmer, KY3 Action News. Most of the year, folks call their town Noel. But come December, they start pronouncing it Noel. And the post office on Main Street is one of the busiest places in town.
I couldn't believe it.
What you can't believe is how many Christmas cards she and another volunteer are stamping this day.
Well, I did start because I had the time.
They've taken their time for decades now to help put Noel, or Noel, Missouri, on the Christmas map. Folks from all over the world send Christmas cards and letters here just to get this postmark.
That's what they want, is our postmark, and if they ever take that away from us, they'll kill this business.
How'd the town get its name? Well, Noel was named after this man, Willis Bridges Noel. His family founded the town 101 years ago. Postal workers started the Christmas card business back in the 1940s. All this Yuletime attention has prompted some to want to officially change Noel to Noel, but that idea gets mixed reactions.
Noel or Noel?
Both. I like to know the name Noel best myself, but you know, you get in the habit of saying Noel, so what are you going to do? You keep saying it.
Whatever the pronunciation, folks carry on their holiday duty here from the post office in Noel, Missouri. Ed Fillmer, KY3 Action News. Traveling around the Ozarks, you may notice from time to time a town with an unusual name, and you may wonder how the place got a name like Loafer's Glory or Cozy Home or Tightwad. Well, the folks who live in these strangely named towns can tell you how the town got its name, or at least tell you a good story. If you close your eyes, you'll miss it. Sleeper, Missouri, a few miles from Lebanon. When you visit a town named Sleeper, you'll wonder about a few things, like how'd the town get its name? And will anyone be awake to ask when you get there? Well, the dogs certainly weren't dozing. Is it a sleepy town?
No, that is not now.
It's not sleepy?
No, its name doesn't fit it.
And you wonder, when sleepers do their wash, do they do their pajamas first? And Sunday mornings in Sleeper, Missouri, one can't help but wonder if it's okay to doze off during the preaching at the Sleeper Methodist Church. But if you don't fall asleep in Sleeper, you learn the town got its name from the railroad. No, not because a sleeper car was sidetracked here, but because over 100 years ago, when they were building the Frisco, a supervisor named John Sleeper set up a work camp here. His last name stuck. Is this a lively little town or a sleepy little town?
It's pretty lively sometimes for no beggar to dance.
What happens here?
Oh, they get to race the devil.
So a stranger soon learns Sleeper may be the name of the town, but it's not the disposition of the folks who live here.
No, they're very lively around here.
What goes on?
Well, just coming and going all the time.
Perhaps all the sleepers came here, Morning Star, Arkansas, but that's not the original name. A few years back, this was Loafer's Glory, Arkansas.
The only reason that's ever been given and that we can find out is because of the loafers. There were so many loafers around. It was, they gathered at the stores, had nothing else to do but twiddle and to talk, fight, whatever.
But the folks who weren't loafers didn't like the name and changed it. However, the loafers didn't leave.
It's a low-income area, not too many jobs to be had, and a lot of the young people do move out, so it is a good place for loafers.
Snowball, Arkansas got its name by mistake, thanks to a nearsighted Washington bureaucrat. In 1887, the town needed to be named so it could get a post office. Leading citizen Benjamin Franklin Snow had built a big hall. The name application read Snow's Hall. Well, someone in Washington needed glasses because it went on the books as Snowball.
So it was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
And nobody ever thought to change it?
They said that's fine, just let it go at that.
A few miles away, another post office mistake. Koza Home was supposed to be Cozy Home. Why Cozy Home? Well, just ask Cecil and Junie Kiter. They've lived in one of the coziest homes in Cozy Home all their lives.
What do you do?
Oh, I garden, and then I draw a big check off of my government.
Cecil and Junie and a lot of other folks in Cozy Home will tell you the first post office was in a cabin. The postal inspector thought was cozy. Folks thought Cozy Home was a fine name, so that was that, until that same nearsighted Washington bureaucracy misspelled it.
Looks like the years have been good to you here.
Yeah, I'm a Christian man. I do lots of praying.
Lots of praying, huh?
Yeah.
Perhaps prayer is what folks in Needmore, Missouri should try. They need more of just about everything. If you need more gas, you're out of luck. If you need more fishing bait, too bad. Apparently the place needed more business.
One of the things they need more of in Needmore is information. No one seems to know how the town got its name or even how many people live here.
But if you're thirsty, you need look no more. Homer Law owns the local watering hole.
I'm retired from the service and originally come from Des Moines, Iowa.
How'd you ever find this place?
I was lost. True.
Homer and his neighbor, Mervyn Brooks, agree Needmore is a needy town.
Yeah, need more business. I need more people, too.
Perhaps all the folks who didn't like Needmore moved to Tightwad, up north of Truman Lake, home of the Tightwad Barbecue, the Tightwad Gas and Grocery, and an internationally famous financial institution, the Tightwad Bank. That's right, the Tightwad Bank.
Tightwad Bank, you know, it's a little unusual.
Gene Henry is vice president.
Well, highly unusual from a lot of people's viewpoint.
I can't believe you got a bank in Tightwad.
Hi, ladies, welcome.
Sorry, I have to come clear from Maine to see this bank from Tightwad.
Passers-by can't believe it. Gene Henry says just about every time he looks outside, someone's taking a snapshot. Who banks at the Tightwad Bank? Well, local folks and a growing number of out-of-towners.
Come in. Sure.
Over 100, from Alaska to Texas, and so far one in Canada. Why?
Several reasons. We have some people who have written us wanting accounts because they're going to use them for their gift account. And they think that, and they're really tightwads at heart. You know, where they used to give somebody $10, now they think they can write a check on the Tightwad Bank and give them $5 for Christmas or a birthday, and they ought to be happy because they know they're tightwads.
How'd Tightwad get its name? Legend has it this way. A dispute between the proprietor of the general store and the mailman.
August, watermelons are getting ripe. Mailman comes through and sees the watermelons out on the front porch and comes by and says, I'll take this one. I'll pick it up when I come back by. How much is it? Oh, 30 cents. Fine. He goes on and finishes his route, comes back by to pick up his melon. It's not there. He said, where's my watermelon? He said, well, another guy came by and I sold it to him for 50 cents. And he said, why, you old Tightwad, I can't believe you sold my watermelon. The name Tightwad supposedly stuck from that.
Are Tightwad bankers Tightwads? No, they say. They're bullish. Tightwad's a few miles west of Warsaw, Truman Lake area. They expect growth.
Very easily, this could be the new Branson area of the nation, and we're well pleased.
Think of it this way. If Tightwads bank here, there will always be plenty of money in the bank. Tightwad, a strangely named town that's banking on its name. Ed Fillmer, Action News, Tightwad, Missouri.